So back in high school, during the critical transition from year 10 to year 11, I had to make a decision on what subject to enroll in. And for one of my options, I had to choose between taking chemistry, economics, hospitality, or ancient history. And as you can already tell,
from the title of this video,
I chose chemistry. I mean economics. And during the 2 years of econ classes, we had a teacher named Mr.Groucher, who was not only a bit older than other teachers, however, he was probably one of the only teachers in the school that dropped out of high school. I still remembered the very first lesson we had with Mr. Groucher. We had to sit in these miniature chairs and tables. Like the table was so small that you can only fit one textbook, and that's it. Anyways, like most first classes, we,
the students,
didn't know what to expect from the teacher. So we were all sitting very quietly, waiting for the teacher to say something. And the very first thing Mr. Groucher did was, he turned around and wrote the number 492 on the board. He then said to the class, I earn $492 a day from teaching this school. I also have over 1,000 shares valued at $200 each. Hello, my name is Mr. Groucher, and I'm going to be your economics teacher. Any questions? And I remember thinking to myself, what the
French fries?
What kind of teacher starts their very first lesson by stating their daily income and the number of shares they own? So as you can probably tell, Mr. Groucher turned out to be a funny, cool, and very unpredictable teacher. Like, I remember this one time during class, out of nowhere, Mr. Groucher just casually pulls out a cupcake and says to the class, "Who would like a cupcake?"
That's so random, man.
Anyways, if I was to pick one thing that I remembered from economics class, it would be the supply and demand curve.
Just kidding.
It would be this one time during economics class where a student named Pierre was kind enough to lend $10 to Mr. Groucher so he could explain how exchange rates work. And I don't remember the exact details, but as Mr. Groucher was explaining the exchange rates to the class, he unconsciously ripped the $10 in half, and about 4 seconds later, he finally realizes what he just did. And he just stands there, holding the two torn pieces in front of the whole entire class. Now, I was sitting at the front of the class, so I saw everything. And honestly, I didn't even know it was possible to rip money using your bare hands.
Well, now you know.
So after 20 seconds of being frozen, Mr. Groucher finally talks and says, "Whoops, I did not mean to do that." He then casually walks over to Pierre's table and says, sorry, Pierre." He then just tosses the broken money onto the table, and Pierre's just sitting there, confused and angry. "Sir, you just ripped my $10 in half, what the heck?" And being an economics teacher, Mr. Groucher responded by saying, "It's okay, Pierre, calm down, it's still legal tender, just keep both halves." Then he proceeded to walk back to the front of the class. "Okay, students, take out your textbook and let's turn to chapter 7.
Lol.
And I remembered, looking at Pierre's table, he just sat there trying to revive his $10 by using sticky tape.
Poor guy, he probably didn't eat lunch that day.
So yeah, let's just say from that day on, it was all overheads and textbook work.
Boring.
Dude, what the heck? Who are you?
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I'm Fastest Crafter. I got to do the guest voice thingy.
What? Shut the front door and get the hell out of here.
Lol.
Calm down, sir. You ripped my $10 in half. Are you gonna pay me back? Cupcake?